Hey there, welcome back into the Bulldog Blitz. I have the privilege once again to be joined by Eric Brown. Talk a little basketball with our Bulldog Blitz senior analyst. Eric, thanks for joining us.
Great to be here.
We'll start first with the Butler men's game against Siena. Highly touted game. Two big mid-major programs fighting this bracket buster, the marquee game. Bulldogs absolutely smashed Siena in the second half. Tell me what you thought about that one.
Well, Siena is an outstanding team, like you said, and I thought Butler did a great job of jumping out on them real early. Played a little bit of a weaker end of the first half, turned the ball over to their pressure defense a little too much, but really came out in the second half, took great care of the basketball, really executed an offense, and just didn't allow them any open looks on defense. It was a great win for Butler.
Up against the Saints, one of the big advantages the Bulldogs have had all year is that Gordon Hayward can handle the ball at the point. He can work down low. He's so versatile as a player. That really helped. He was a double-double, 4 assists, able to do a lot of different things for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, well, like you said, another double-double for Gordon. I believe it's his 4th in a row, and he's just really so difficult to guard. If you put a big guy on him, he's going to beat him with his speed and athleticism. You put a guard on him, he's got the size advantage. One of the things I really like to see this year is he's added that little mid-range pull-up jump stop, whereas he used to go to the rim and maybe get a charge called on, and he's been able to stop, pull up for a 6 to 8 foot pull-up and really neutralize their shot blockers.
Okay, and the leading scorer, as has been many times this year, Shelvin Mack, 23 points, effortless. Just he would step back, hit a 3, looked like it was no problem at all. Just a very nice scoring night for him.
Yeah, he played a great game with 23 points, and one of the things plays I remember in the game that you said effortless, with the shot clock running down, little crossover pull-up right in front of the Butler bench, a big 3, a big point in the game, and like I said, it was just another great game for Shelvin.
I have to wonder, for Siena now, people in the media are talking about how they're essentially out if they don't win their tournament for the NCAA March Madness. But for the Bulldogs, did they have to win that game, or were they secure enough in where they were at?
Well, I don't know if they had to win that game, but it's one of those things where you never want to put anything to chance. You never want to let somebody else decide your future. You want your fate to be in your own hands. So it was nice to see the Butler respond and just take control of their destiny, come out and play really well on a senior night for the Bulldogs.
Oh, you talk about senior day. Lead me right into it. The key player for the Bulldogs all season long, Willie Veasley, out with an injury, so it was tough for him to sit on the sideline. Avery Jukes came in right off the game, started very well. Nick Rogers got out on the court. Talk about what that day meant for those seniors.
Well, you know, your heart goes out to Willie Veasley not being able to play on senior night. Brad Stevens mentioned after the game he's been one of the most improved players that Butler has seen. So it's difficult for him not to play, but I thought Avery Jukes did a phenomenal job stepping up and replacing him, hitting 2 threes early in the game, finishing the game with 9 points. And another thing you like to see is Nick Rogers getting the start. Some fans may not see what some of us with the team actually see, and Nick Rogers is giving his heart and soul every single day, working, diving on the floor, really doing a good job of motivating his teammates. So it's really nice to see those seniors come out and get a big win on senior day. And
for you specifically, though, Eric, you were honored as well on the court, working as a manager for 4 years now with the team. How special was that you got mentioned out there, all the fans and everybody were cheering for you, and you were recognized for all the hard work that you put in?
Well, it's just a great honor to be a part of just one of the best 4 years we've had in the program's history. You know, it's a great opportunity for me. I've loved every minute of it, and I really appreciate just the opportunity to be a part of this, something that's really special.
Well, now the Bulldogs will head on the road, and they will their last game against Valparaiso up at the Arc. You and I were talking a little about the environment that it will be like up there, but trying to go 18-0 and set a record, that's going to be a special day Friday.
Yeah, like you said, it's something that's going to be special. It's never been done before, and I can guarantee you the environment's going to be extremely energetic. Valparaiso is going to fill that place up, and it's going to be a very tough win. They've been playing well as of late. They've got one of the leading scorers in the Horizon League, and last time we played them was really early in the season, and I'm guaranteeing that they've improved a lot since then. Let's
talk women's basketball now. On Thursday, they head on the road to Detroit, and this is a 3-way tie they have with Detroit, Green Bay, and themselves. Detroit, a team that beat Green Bay, you'd think on the road was going to be a challenge, but the Bulldogs had a relatively easy time up in Detroit against the Titans.
Well, I really like the way Butler finished the game on a 17-2 run. I thought Melanie Thornton had a great game once again with 17 points and 14 rebounds. And just like I've said all year, it's tough to go into somebody else's place and get a big win, especially when you won the game earlier this year and they were looking for a little bit of payback. So it's nice to see the Bulldogs play with a great sense of poise and energy.
And then on Saturday, they go to Wright State, and a much closer game. But the Bulldogs, they fought back the whole time. Mel Thornton hit a couple of clutch shots, and it was a close game in overtime, but they secured the victory nonetheless.
Yeah, Mel Thornton, she struggled most of the game. I believe she had 8 turnovers, but she hit some big shots down the stretch, and it was nice to see the Bulldogs get a big come-from-behind win in overtime.
And your girl Tara Burns also had a very nice night. 9 rebounds, 10 points, and a couple of assists as well, helping out on the stat sheet all over the place. One thing you mentioned there, turnovers were a real problem against Wright State. 18 in the second half. I mean, that just totaled up, and it was a long, drawn-out game.
Yeah, they had 27 turnovers the whole game, but actually Wright State had 32 turnovers, so it's just not a very pretty game. But one of the things that's really important to do is to get a win on the road when you're not playing the best, and down the stretch of a game to forget what's happened the rest of the game and make a big play down the stretch to get the win, so that's nice to see.
Well, now it's nice, too, because they get to come back to Hinkle Fieldhouse. You'll take on Milwaukee and Green Bay, but that Green Bay matchup on Saturday here at Hinkle is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, both games are going to be really tough. Butler beat Milwaukee by 1 last time we played them, and obviously Green Bay beat Butler at home. It's going to be senior night for the Lady Bulldogs on Saturday, so a great opportunity for Butler to pick up 2 wins and hopefully get a chance to win the Horizon League.
And when you talk about winning the Horizon League, the regular season battle is tough right now, but then when you enter tournament play, do you think this Bulldogs team is tested well enough where they can go ahead and win a couple games, try and host the tournament, and then win out?
I definitely think they're capable. They've got all the players with the backcourt and the front court, both places being solid. They've proven that they can win close games. They've got some good scorers. They've played really well on defense. They shoot the ball pretty well. So it's one thing we're going to have to do is take care of the ball, and obviously you're going to have to play some good teams to get those wins. But I think the Bulldogs are highly capable. And
the last thing I want to talk to you about, something you mentioned to me, I found fascinating. This morning, as we said, you're a manager with the team. 7:30 practice, there was apparently an incident at the end of it. You want to tell me a little bit about that?
Well, actually, we're finishing up practice on the Hinkle Fieldhouse court, and a bat actually got into the court and was dive bombing our players. So, you know, Coach Stevens always talk about being tough and taking a stand on defense. So one of the things we had to do is just be tough and take a stand against the bat.
And he was yelling at the team to get after it?
He was yelling at the team to not be soft and be a little bit tougher. So it was a pretty entertaining experience. Definitely an interesting morning.
And who was the one out on the court chasing the bat the hardest?
I would have to say the coaching staff was. Coach Shrewsbury was trying to get it out of there. It was definitely an entertaining experience.
And you were going after it too?
Oh yeah, I was chasing after it.
Okay, well, I think that may be a first, a bat on Hinkle Fieldhouse's court, but hopefully that's not any bad luck for Valparaiso. So, Eric, thanks for joining us again this week.
My pleasure.
All right, that'll do it for this segment of the Bulldog Blitz. Stay with us after the break. More to come. There are only 2 games on campus this weekend for the Butler Athletic Department, and they both belong to the women's basketball team. On Thursday, they will take on Milwaukee at 7 p.m., but then the big showdown comes on Saturday at 2 o'clock when Green Bay comes into town for the last home game of the regular season. Green Bay is currently tied with the Bulldogs atop the Horizon League standings. Well, that will just about do it for this week's episode of the Bulldog Blitz. Make sure to catch us on Comcast On Demand or online at youtube.com/Bulldog Blitz Sports. Until then, I'm Mark Minner. We'll see you right back here on the Bulldog Blitz.